Almond to coffin shape transition, infill and nails fully covered with crystals in this video. Hello, I'm Anastasia and it is time to do infill for these almond-shaped nails. It's been almost 4 weeks now and for this client it's kind of too much, so I think there will be some lifting definitely and we will see it at the moment. So the first step, I push back the cuticle with orange wood stick and then I'm going to make them shorter and also to transition them into a coffin shape. Actually transitioning from oval or almond into coffin shape is not that hard, especially if the client is ready to make them shorter. So this is what we are going to do now. Basically, I'm only filing off the length and this is how we transition to the other shape. Remember to keep the client's finger firmly, especially when you're working with the carbide bead at the top speed. Then I will flip back her hand and going to file the product underneath, because we need to file off some thickness underneath and also to get rid of outgrown natural nail that we have here. So first I start with a cone-shaped carbide bead with green abrasive mark, because we are doing infill of acrylic nails here. This white part is some leftovers from the previous infill because we used white acrylic before. When doing infills like that, I'm always using dust collector because there's so much dust flying all over and you can actually see how it's sucking up the dust. So I can't say that it fully eliminates all the dust, but it's definitely much better this way. So this bead is not narrow enough so I can actually reach some areas closer to the skin, so I'm mostly filing the product and just a little bit of the nail that has outgrown too much, and then I switch to another one, also carbide but needle-shaped bead with red abrasive mark, which is medium fine, and with this one I can reach deeper and remove all of the outgrown natural nail. It is very important because usually this is why the nails start to lift on the free edge, and eventually as the lifting grows they simply painlessly fall off. Then I'm going to file off the color on top, and this part is usually kind of boring, but not if you have some lifting there, and we definitely have some on these nails. So as I take off the color, I can see some white spots, some air pockets, and when doing infill, it is very important to remove them all. This nail is definitely lifted so bad, and it is also confusing because the previous product we used was white, so sometimes I'm looking at it and I'm like, is it lifting or is it product? So when you're having a confusion like that, make sure that you remove all the lifting. So here the nail is lifted in the middle and we need to remove all of that part. So you can see that it is hanging on the free edge and on the cuticle area as well, and this white bubble in the middle is the product that has already separated. So I filed all the product surrounding this part and now we can simply painlessly take it off, and this is what happens. Some parts of the natural nail are lifted together with the product, that's why it looks so bad. But on the other hand, it's really good that we did this infill now, because if we would have waited for like another week, then it will definitely lift in the cuticle area as well, and then she could simply rip off this nail and that might hurt. So I'm filing off the remaining lifting because we're going to replace almost all the product on the nail bed area, and let's keep going. Yay, finally all the lifting is gone, and now we need to do some cuticle care. I usually use flame bead and clean first the left part of the cuticles, and then I will switch to the opposite rotation to reverse mode and clean the right side as well.
Movement so graceful, wildcat in the jungle with dangerous claws. Movement she anticipates, a sight is set on her prey. Like stars in the darkest night, crystallize, fascinate. If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, 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 fascinate.
Before product application, I will also file the shape and the sidewalls a little bit, and be careful when doing that because some nails are barely hanging there, and also I will file the nail with that massive lifting on top a little bit to prep it for the application. Then I will apply dehydrator and non-acid primer to the part where we have natural nail, and now we need to add the new product. So here we need to add not only the new product near the cuticle area, but also to all of the parts where it is missing, where it was lifting, and also we need to rebalance it to create the new apex because the old one has definitely grown out too much. So I will start with the left side, and these things are so easy to do when you're working with acrylic or polygel because they allow you to basically work on the air. Like here you can see the left sidewall is missing. So I'm pushing back the sidewall of the nail with my left hand, and while it's pushed up, I simply apply the new product and let it cure. I will also add some product on the free edge because it kind of looks uneven. Now I will take a look and notice that also here we had a little lifting, so I need to replace it with the new product as well. So this time I am using clear product because we're going to apply the color at the end on top, so who really cares what color will be underneath. And by the way, acrylic or gel, well, any product, originally is always clear. So when you're using nude, white or color powders, that means they already have a pigment in them. So if you're struggling with adhesion, then you need to know that transparent and clear products usually have a better adhesion. So if you're going to apply color on top anyways and you're not thinking of leaving the nails nude, then why not use a sheer product?
Don't look back, she anticipates. No chance if you become prey. Two stars in the darkest night, her crystallized fascinate. Her movements, she feels your heartbeat and animal fear. Her beauty is unreal, just beat feet out of here.
If you wanna stay alive, if you don't wanna be her prey, don't stand in her way. Run, run, run away. Crystallize, 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 watching her prey. Crystallize, 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 fascinate.
Doing infill like that feels a lot like working with tips because you basically have a platform already and you need to apply a new product on top. So do not forget that you need to rebuild the apex, that you need to make sure that the product is covering the sidewalls, and to add the product near the cuticle to the outgrown part. But at the same time, nails are not supposed to look bulky or thicker than they were when you did a first set, so make sure that they still look thin and elegant. Filing time. So as I already did some filing on the sidewalls, on the free edge before, there is not much to file, and also I'm always trying to do the application well, so I will not have to file a lot. So normally during infills, filing like that takes me around 15, max 20 minutes. So I'm filing the sidewalls because on some nails that was lifting and we added some extra product on the side, so that usually needs to be filed off, and I'm also filing the surface. So right now I am using 180 grit file because this is all I need, but if you notice that you apply too much product that needs to be filed off, especially when working with acrylic, then you might need 150 grit. But be careful with abrasive that is more harsh, like 100 or 80 grit, because they are so rough you can accidentally touch the client's skin and ouch, that will hurt. Now we need to get rid of the dust and it is time to apply the color and do the design. So as we're going to do a full covered in crystals nails, honestly this is my very first time doing all nails covered with crystals. I already did one or two, but all nails. Okay, so if you are going to use a white or aurora crystals, it is better to have some shiny background as well, because they are going to shine and the colors are going to shift so beautifully. That's why I'm applying this foil gel polish on the bottom, so one layer will be enough. And on two nails I'm also applying a green jelly gel polish on top, so they will look like they're green, because unfortunately I happen not to have a glitter green gel polish. If I had, I would have definitely used this one. And also I need to seal it all with the top coat because the crystals will be on top. So I am using a no wipe top coat. Apply it on all 10 nails and cure in LED for 30 seconds. So we are going to use two colors of Swarovski crystals, green and dark gray or dark silver. And usually I use Bling On gel by Accents to secure the crystals. I simply applied it on the nail, and now with the Crystal Katana pickup tool I apply them one by one. Honestly, I was a bit terrified at the beginning once I realized how many crystals I will need to apply, and I thought it was kind of boring, but actually it's kind of like meditation, and I have to admit I really enjoyed the process. Honestly, taking them off is more like pain in the butt, but applying them is kind of fun. So on the green one, we're going to do the same. I apply the Bling On gel. It is very thick, so it's ideal for applying crystals. They will not run anywhere or move around while you apply them. And two nails we did fully covered with green and other two with dark silver. After curing them all, we also need to outline every row with the no cleanse top coat, and it was quite easy to do that on the thumb because I also used the bigger size crystals there, but for the small nails, well, this one was not as fun. But it's very important to do that if you want to secure them really well. So normally the crystals that fall off are located on the free edge or along the sidewall, so make sure you outline those really well. Cure in LED and we're done here. Full nails covered with crystals. I was definitely happy with the result, and my client was happy even more because She shared that it was kind of her childhood dream to once have a beautiful nails fully covered with crystals like a princess, and we did that for her party. When you apply crystals on the full nail, they make them look a little wider, so now they look kind of more like a square, not really a coffin. But anyways, I think this transition from one shape to the other worked pretty well. Let me guys know what do you think. And I'm really curious, how much would you charge for the nails like that? Or if you're not a nail tech, how much is it normally charged in the place where you live if you want to have a full nails covered with crystals? Let me know in the comments. Thank you so much for watching. If you're first time here on my channel, consider subscribing as I post new tutorials and nail transformations just like this one every week. And I will see you in my next one. Goodbye!